Hey guys, welcome back to lesson 9 of our electric blues course, and what we're going to be doing today is starting to tackle the track. So I did initially play that track for you at the start of this unit. We're now going to start going through it because now we've got our chord base, haven't we? We know the concept of the 7th chord theory, we know a 12-bar structure, and now we know the cage chord shape, so we can actually use the shapes all across the neck now. So we're going to be starting with the main riff, the main idea, and gradually working through it. So pick up your guitar and let's get started. Hey guys, so if you're just tuning in, then do remember that you can head on over to the website to get all of the interactive tab, the fretboard diagrams, and the full write-ups for every single lesson. It looks great on the mobile, on the desktop, however you're viewing it. Head over there and we'll put the links in the description and in this video. Also, please do like and subscribe to this video if you're enjoying it so far and if you're enjoying the course, as well as leave us a comment. We make sure we get back to every single comment that you guys leave. Okay then, so let's start by going through the first section, which sounds like this. So we've got a fair bit to go through here, so let's just kind of work this. This is our main focus now. So first up, we're in the key of A, and we're using our dominant 7th chord. And as we know from the last lesson, the main chord there would be our E-shaped cage chord, which I am playing like this, okay? And this is why I tend to play it like this. So I can go something along those lines. Okay, so this is a really cool bluesy kind of shuffle, something that's used really commonly. This lick in general is just a really common blues thing that you just got to get into your playing now. And it's just an instant way to spice up this chord. You can use it anytime you're on that chord shape, so G or D. You know, you can use this little groove here. Okay, it's a great idea. So what I'm doing is I'm kind of holding the chord like that, like I taught you in the previous lesson, and I'm hammering on the major third. So it's kind of like going from a minor third to a major third, which gives you that kind of in and out vibe, that slightly kind of, well, very bluesy vibe, slightly dissonant vibe, whatever you want to call it, just something that gives you a little edge, which is notoriously bluesy. Okay, so minor third to major third, surrounded by the rest of the chord. Then I'm going to come back to the root note, so hit, back to the root note, and then I'm going to go like this. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to bar like a D major chord. But I'm basically just barring, I'm thinking it more like a pentatonic type thing where I'm using my minor pentatonic shape here, A minor. But I'm also using a little bit of a major pentatonic here, that major third there in D, but this is just from the major pentatonic, okay? And that's something we'll talk about in the next unit, so look out for that. But for now, let's just get this down. It will all become clear in the next unit. So we got hammer on, back to the root, and then grab these 3 notes together. Okay, so just literally flatten that third finger, and then back to that hammer on. Okay, I'll do it slowly. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Now notice, and this is really important, that I mute after that first hit. I'm not going, you know, it's much more staccato based than that. For this particular vibe, you can do that, of course. That sounds great with a little bit of gain. But when it comes to this kind of more kind of Chicago sound, I like this kind of, that kind of vibe, okay? So, like so. All right, and that is how I just play over that E. All right, then I go into this little lick. Just just a really simple little line using the A major pentatonic. And this is the first of that little insight, because up to now, probably as a rock player, as someone who's learned the minor pentatonics, you like your minor pentatonics. Well, this is our first little dive into the major pentatonic, and we will be learning to cross over the two in a really beautiful fashion. But remember that this chord is mainly made up of major, root, third, fifth. Okay, so that root, third, fifth is a major chord. It's only that flat 7 that kind of brings in that minor kind of vibe. And again, we'll talk about that more in the next unit. But for now, just know that you can think of this as a major chord. Okay? Especially when you're soloing over it, you can think of it as a major chord, and you can use your major pentatonic. So that's all I'm doing here. I'm using my major pentatonic notes, which are 1, 2, 3, then 5, and then 6 from the major scale. I'm just using them in a different position. So I'm going from the root note, sliding then from the second to the third, major second to the major third, then the fifth, and then the sixth. Okay? And again, in the next unit, we're going to talk about the specific pentatonic shapes there. But for now, let's just do it in terms of a theoretical basis. Just major pentatonic, root, second to third, fifth to major sixth. Okay? So you get this. Okay? So I would do that all with downstrokes, by the way, guys. Down, 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 down. So I've got down, 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 down. Okay? And you can do that on loop for a little bit just to kind of get that learnt. So let's just loop that for 1 second. So I'm going to do this nice and slowly now. Let's go down to something like 60 BPM. Okay, nice swing. And you get 4. It's quite quick to get back to that chord. Just keep looping that till it's starting to find its path. And this is just such a fantastic way to just play through what could essentially just be something very dull, you know, just playing on the chord like that. Everything here is suggesting the dominant 7th. Even the lick is based around that kind of dominant 7th, using a major pentatonic in that correct key of A in this instance. So it all just works really well. It's a riff you can come back to any time you're over that E root. Okay, so I might do it in D. Okay. Now, the only other thing to bring in here is that the second time we play that riff, so the first time is exactly as I've shown you. Like that. Then the second time is like this. Okay. We're going to grab the higher cage chord. Okay. And I'm literally coming up here to this dominant chord there, all right? And remember, as we learnt them, you can pair these two. So we've got the one on the E string, you've got the octave, and you've got your dominant chord, the D shape, up here, okay? And you literally pair them together. So I know instinctively that I can just, to get a high-end version of this chord, I can just jump up there and just hit that on a snap. Okay, so that'll be on the 4. Okay, whenever you're doing kind of backbeat stuff, which basically means hitting this kind of snap, you typically want to do it on the 2 or the 4, which is where the snare is going to be. So if you listen to this drum beat, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. You know, if I was just doing 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, this would sound great. This is a kind of really nice way to play along. Works in blues, rock, Motown, funk, jazz, everything, rock and roll, whatever you want to do. I'm thinking about other things, but just so many things. That's playing on the backbeat, the 2 and the 4. That's what that's kind of referred to as. So there I'm playing on the backbeat. So I'm hitting my riff to and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Okay, so that's what I want you guys to learn. So we're going to put that on a loop at 60 BPM, round and round and round. And just remember that essentially each one of those is 1 bar. So if you remember our 12 bar structure, we're going to do the root, which is the A, for 4 bars. So we're going to essentially go around that 4 times. So let's just do that now. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. I'll start that again. So I'll try and count as I do it. 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 E and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Okay, now I'll do it without the count, but that's our first bit to learn. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's your first task. Get that bit together. That's probably the most challenging part of the whole track. So if you can do that, we'll absolutely sail through the rest. Okay, so thank you so much for watching. Please do remember to like, subscribe, and leave a comment. We do our absolute best to answer every single comment. If you've got questions, here is the place to write them so that we can get back to you and really help you out with this stuff. If you want to carry on with this course and you're loving it, then you can find the next lesson right here. And you can start the whole thing, the whole playlist is here on YouTube as well. So click one of those 2 links and I'll see you in the next lesson.